Roy, going back to yesterday, what were you looking for when you went to the range, and did you find it?
No, I'll do the same today. Just betting in the fields that I've been trying to work on. I was saying to Todd there in that interview, like this is a process that'll take. The swings that I make on the range compared to the swings I make out there, they're not the same. They won't match up for a while. So it's just a matter of working, little by little, sort of trying to do it every day that, the fields become more and more comfortable so that, over time it just sort of beds in itself.
Walking with you this afternoon, I saw you smirk a couple times at some things that Hatton said or did. Is he as entertaining to you as he is to us? And is he the same person off the course as he is on the course?
No, he's a lovely guy off the course. I'm not saying that he's not a lovely guy on it, but he can get down on himself sometimes. So, but yeah, no, look, he's entertaining to play with, and he'll say some things that'll make you chuckle.
Mate, is there a sense of, I guess, inner pride that you're able to shake off how you finish yesterday and just come straight back into contention?
Yeah, I mean, I felt good about everything that I did yesterday. I mean, I got one bad break on 18 with that ball finishing on the bank of the bunker. So, I really feel like I'm one shot out of leading this golf tournament. That rolls down into the bunker, hopefully able to hit on the green, make a 4, and instead of standing here at 4 under, I'd be 7 under and, feeling really good about everything. So, again, I felt like I did a lot of really good things yesterday, and I did a lot of good things right. So I can't let that one sort of unlucky break, sort of hide the fact that everything else was working pretty well.
Rory, why does it take so long to go from the range to the course, as you're talking about your swing? I mean, we've seen it forever. I'm just curious, is it just purely trust, or?
Yeah, it's purely, I think as well, when you've been doing something for so long, you can't expect a week of work in it to, if you're, yeah, so if you've let your swing get to a certain place over the course of, say, 6 months, there's no way that you're going to work for 2 weeks and all of a sudden it's going to be where you want it to be. So I think it's the smart way to do it, to just let it bed in over time. I'm not saying it'll take 6 months to get to where I want it to, but it'll certainly take longer than a week or two.
How empty is your head out there?
It's not. I think an empty head isn't great, unless you're unless you're a yeah. No comment. So an empty head's not great, but then obviously a head that's full of clutter is no good either. So it's trying to find that balance where you've got a couple of thoughts or a couple of ideas in your head, but you don't let that overshadow what you're really trying to do out there, which is being visual and trying to play shots and be as instinctive as possible, I guess.
Rory, you won in Dubai. You're right there at Bay Hill. Had these things been creeping in at that point, or?
Yeah, I think these things were creeping in at the end of 2022, probably. And again, that's why it would, we've all been advocating for an off season, and and there's certain reasons why guys want. It's very hard to try to play your best golf when you're really thinking about your golf swing. So it's that off season time would be nice to work on your mechanics and your fundamentals, so that you've got those sort of bedded in, so that you can sort of roll going into the bulk of the season. And I didn't really feel like I had the necessary time to do that over the, you want to take a little bit of time off over the holidays, get yourself back into it. So it's just my reluctancy to work on it. Like, I know it's been creeping in, but my reluctancy to work on it was more to do with the fact of how much golf we had coming up, and just not really wanting to be thinking about my golf swing a ton.
They're kind of working on the 2024 schedule. It's getting close. There'll be some changes in terms of dates. Where do you fall over your career playing the week before a major? Are you kind of pro, just take it as it comes? Or
I'm pro it. I really like playing the week before a major. Look, there's no better way to get sharp for a golf tournament than to play a golf tournament, I think. So I really like playing the week before majors. I've done it both ways. I've won majors not doing it and won majors doing it, but I think in an ideal world, my favorite 2 weeks of the year were always Akron PGA. Felt like Akron was a great tournament, but it also got you prepared for what you're going to face the next week. So I love those sorts of stretches.
Rory, sorry, have you? What's your LACC experience? Did you go over
Zero.
Riv or?
Zero. Couple of YouTube videos.
Oh, good.
Shout out to Andy Johnson and the fried egg.
What are your plans for the next? You have none. You got to go to Canada, right?
I mean, yeah, I'm going. I don't have to go to Canada, Doug, but I am going to
Or
Canada.
an independent
Yes.
contractor.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm going. So I'll lay eyes on the place Monday for the first time of the week.
It seems, and I know the answer to this anyway, but I'm just going to ask it, that everyone always goes to Augusta February, March, it seems like, for a week or for a trip. That's the one course you guys know like the back of your hand, but nobody goes ahead of the PGA or US
Don't worry,
Open.
I was telling myself that for the 2 weeks afterwards. I'm like, why I spend so much time here? I know it like the back of my hand. Exactly. It's the one course we play from memory rather than what's just right in front of us. Yeah. And from my experience, I play better when I just react to what's right in front of me instead of playing by memory and, I remember in 2012 I hit it here, don't hit it there, So sometimes it's nice playing courses a little blind.
The concept of playing a US Open in Beverly Hills, is that kind of interesting to you?
That's awesome. I can't wait. I think it's going to be one of the best US Opens there's been for a while.
Course or location?
I think everything. I think West Coast US Opens always deliver for some reason. I think Torrey Pines, Pebble Beach, even going back to like Chambers Bay. West Coast US Opens I really like.
You know about Hef's mansion there, Playboy Mansion?
Yeah,
Right.
I've heard of it.
Lionel Richie and all that. Okay. Are you wrapping it up?